After taking Tyre, Alexander continued south to take Gaza and Egypt. In 331 BC, he turned his forces to face the entire Persian army near Gaugamela.
Darius chose the flat, open plain of Arbela, where he could deploy his larger forces, not wanting to be caught in a narrow battlefield as he had been at Issus 2 years earlier, where he could not deploy his huge army properly. Darius positioned the scythed chariots in front with a group of knights. The cavalry was deployed on 2 flanks. Bessus commanded the left, Masius commanded the right, with Darius in the center and infantry behind. The Macedonians were divided into 2, with the right side of the army under the direct command of Alexander. Alexander's strategic plan was to engage the Persian flanks to open a gap between the enemy lines, through which he could launch a decisive attack in the center against Darius. His plan required a perfect maneuver capability and timing. The Macedonian infantry marched in phalanx formation towards the center of the enemy line, while Alexander led an advance by the cavalry on the right wing to invite the Persian cavalry to attack, while Parmenian's left wing and the second line took up defensive positions. While the Persians were attacking the flanks of the Macedonians, Alexander slowly slid back to his rear guard. The Persians then maneuvered further towards the opening flank and opened a gap between the left wing of Bessus and the center. The Persians at the center were engaged with the Macedonian phalanxes, preventing any attempts to counter Alexander's charge. Alexander ordered his unit to form a giant arrow, with him at the tip, and advanced on the right wing, rounding to the center. Masius's cavalry broke through the Macedonian lines, only to take the Macedonian camp instead of attacking the enemy from the rear. The reserve phalanx pursued the Persians and attacked them while they tried to loot and raid the camp. Alexander broke through the Persians at the center. The royal guard, Darius, and the Greek mercenaries retreated. Bessus, finding himself separated from Darius, began withdrawing his troops. Masius and the Persian right wing had surrounded Parmenion. As the Macedonian left flank was attacked from all sides, Alexander and his men left the retreating king and engaged against the cavalry of the Persian right. After a heated battle, Masius pulled his forces back, causing the Persians to flee. Alexander was victorious. Darius was ultimately killed by his general Bessus. It is estimated Grecia suffered 1,200 casualties and Persia suffered a loss of 53,000.
At the age of 25, Alexander had conquered the largest empire the world had seen, travelled over 6,500 kilometres, all without losing a battle. Over the next 12 years, Alexander annexed the Far East, including parts of India. He travelled a huge distance, totaling over 20,000 kilometres as king of Grecia. The leopard is a swift-footed animal, but was insufficient to symbolise the rapidity of the Grecian conquest. So not only 2 wings, as the lion, but 4 wings were added to the image by God to portray their extraordinary speed.